CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, you may think they're far off, but they're actually not. What's going on, YouTube? It's your main man, Boys for Life, coming at you with another video. So the Dallas Cowboys, they got the Minnesota Vikings. And for whatever reason, they're a good team. 8-1, Justin Jefferson coming into his own. Over 1,000 yards already in 9 games. That is crazy. 1,060 yards to be exact. Now you have his counterpart, our guy, our number one, CeeDee Lamb. You know, we've been waiting a long time to see what we saw last week. Granted, it was in a loss. It was, take it with a grain of salt. It is what it is. Move on. Time to move on to Minnesota. But CeeDee Lamb came out last week. And I'm hoping to see more of CeeDee Lamb just like that, but with less dropbacks from Dak Prescott. And that's for a different story, different video. Right now, it's who do you got? Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. Now, I know you're going to sit there and say, boys, how in the world are you even comparing these two? CeeDee Lamb's not even close to being a number one. Justin Jefferson is doing all these kind of crazy things. Is he really? I mean, I get it. Justin Jefferson has had over, as you can see, has had over, what, over 7 100-yard games this season. Last week, he had almost 200 yards. If this man keeps pace for what he's doing, if he keeps pace, right now he's averaging 177 yards a game. That is crazy. That is crazy. But if he keeps doing that, this man's on pace to put up another 160-something yards. By the end of the season, if he keeps this average up, he will have over 1,800 yards, close to 19. That is crazy for a wide receiver. That is crazy. We've seen it done before, but Justin Jefferson is on a level of his own. But then when you keep looking at it, he's only had 4 touchdowns. So this guy's getting the yards, moving the football, but he's not scoring. Now you look on the other hand, you look at CeeDee Lamb, you're going to sit there and say, what has he done? Where's he been? He hasn't been a number one all year. Well, you kind of got to look at every variable. Justin Jefferson has had his guy in Kirk Cousins all year. All year. And, I'm not giving a knock to Justin Jefferson for having his quarterback great, good, awesome. Now he's able to put up those numbers that he's doing, right? 177 yards a game. Only 4 touchdowns in 9 games. But then when you look at CeeDee Lamb, guess what? CeeDee Lamb has only had 704 yards. But for 5 games, he had Cooper Rush. Now, granted, Cooper Rush got us 4-1, but when you look at what Cooper Rush was doing, Cooper Rush wasn't even dropping back, but maybe 20 times a game. His guy was Noah Brown. It wasn't CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is averaging 78 yards a game, right? 78 yards a game, and if he keeps doing that, that's only gonna amount to like 590-something yards a game. Now, if you add that 5, if he keeps averaging this, which I think he's going to go up based on what we saw last week and what we saw the previous week. But if he keeps his pace up at I think it's actually 560. He's going to end up with 1,253 yards. 1,253 yards. When did number one wide receivers not be able to do that? Because we're over here talking about how CeeDee Lamb isn't a number one. CeeDee Lamb is this. CeeDee Lamb is that. Oh, this, that, and the third. But if he keeps averaging and doing what he's doing, number one wide receivers can get you 1,200 yards. He's going to be another 1,000-yard wide receiver if he keeps doing what he's doing. And I think he's going to do more. But if you look down, CeeDee Lamb with Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott, 2 different quarterbacks. I mean, granted, last game he had, 2 touchdowns? What puts him above Justin Jefferson? CeeDee Lamb, it seems like he's fixed his issues. CeeDee Lamb looks like the number one wide receiver that we've all been waiting for. CeeDee Lamb is Dallas's guy. CeeDee Lamb wears his number 8. Now, it would have been fitting if I would have wore my CeeDee Lamb jersey along with my CeeDee Lamb hat. CeeDee's nuts, bitches. But let's face it. Last year, you had Trayvon Diggs locking down Justin Jefferson. I think Justin Jefferson only got 5 yards on Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs last year gave up 45 yards against the Vikings. Now you're going to sit there and say, well, you know what? Justin Jefferson's going to eat up Trayvon Diggs. That's if Kirk Cousins even throws over there. Because let's face it, Trayvon Diggs is not getting thrown to. Why do you think he's not having the year he had last year? Why do you think last week, Trayvon Diggs didn't even get targeted last week? And you know Trayvon Diggs basically shuts down one side of the field. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Justin Jefferson is able to do against Trayvon Diggs in the Dallas defense. CeeDee Lamb, we know Kellen Moore, when he's on, he's on. Even though there's a lot of doubt with Kellen Moore because he does get pass happy. But when he is pass happy, right? I shouldn't even use air quotes because it's a real thing because he is pass happy. But when he gets in those pass happy situations, sometimes you can see, like we saw last week, CeeDee Lamb, when the ball gets him, he's holding on to it right now. He's kind of put those demons to rest. Now, I can't wait for this game. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be 3:25 Central Time, 4:25 Eastern. I believe it's in Minnesota. It's going to be very interesting to see because I don't know who's going to be able to lock down CeeDee Lamb the way he's been playing the past couple weeks. Trayvon Diggs, we saw it last year. Justin Jefferson, even though he's amassing 177 yards a game, which is crazy. The number one wide receiver in the NFL, hands down. There's no one better than him right now as far as putting up yards. Because if you look at other people down the line, you'll see that they have more touchdowns than what Justin Jefferson is doing. But Justin Jefferson is getting the yards. Justin Jefferson is moving the ball downfield. Or he's being a reliable target for Kirk Cousins. Which Kirk Cousins now getting the ball downfield. And they're moving the ball because of Justin Jefferson. Now, after what happened last week with the Dallas Cowboys defense, it's going to be very hard to say what the Vikings are going to do. For the Cowboys, we're hoping and praying that Kellen Moore doesn't do what he did last week where he had Dak drop back 46 times. Hopefully it's a balanced attack. Hopefully Dak Prescott is more efficient than what he was last week. Even though last week, I actually think I'm pretty sure CeeDee Lamb had over 150 yards last week. 2 touchdowns. Actually, I know I had him on fantasy. So, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, they're not far off from each other. Imagine CeeDee Lamb having Dak Prescott the entire season, those 5 games. I can guarantee you CeeDee Lamb would just be below Justin Jefferson, if not above. If CeeDee Lamb comes out and gets over 150 yards again this game, CeeDee Lamb will have arrived. I need to see it one more time for me to sit here and say, CeeDee Lamb is here. He's arrived. Every team needs to watch out. But he's getting there. He is the Dallas Cowboys' number 1 wide receiver, and he's proven it week and week and week, again and again and again. And I can't wait for Sunday, 3:25 Central Time. But anyways, guys, that's all I got. I'm out. Peace.